Welcome back. Next is a report of the ceremony marking the new legal year for the judiciary in Katsina State and the Federal Capital Territory. Take a look.
The arrival of judges, led by the Chief Judge of the Federal Capital Territory, kick-started the 2018-2019 FCT legal year as members of the bar as well as other invited guests gathered. Straight away, the Chief Judge began his opening speech, highlighting landmark achievements in the previous legal year as well as projection of the judiciary activities in the new year.
Let me restate that our society draws heavily on the work of the court. It is the court that strengthens the rule of law, protects the rights of citizens, and ensures that society is safe and conducive for businesses to thrive. We are doing the best we can to meet up with the challenges that population explosion poses. Some of those challenges refer to an increased number of court cases in both criminal and civil causes, and demand to access the available opportunities of a working justice system. We live in a world that is constantly changing, and the judiciary is not immune from these changes. Nigeria is deeply integrating with the world in this era of globalization, and rapid advancement in technology has been made. Judges of both the higher and lower bench and staff of this court will have to be equipped to respond to new and emerging areas of law and the use of technology.
Issues of overwhelming dockets, which has resulted in delayed cases, calls for the use of alternative dispute resolution. On behalf of the body of Senior Advocate of Nigeria, a representative shared challenges encountered by the body.
First on this is the growing trend of litigation whenever any election is held for elected position at the Nigerian Bar Association, whether national or local. After the Port Harcourt debacle and the consequential effects on the bar, now that the Nigerian Bar Association is finding its feet, a new hype has emerged. It is the growing trend of litigation after each successive election at the national level, and now it has even spread to the local level. It is becoming worrisome, embarrassing, and gradually eroding the hard-earned reputation and integrity for which the Nigerian bar has been known for over the years. To this end, there are many questions that answer. It has become a do-or-die affair, or what the late Fela Anikulapo Kuti termed rough fight. This should not be and should never be. Both sides advocating that the rule of engagement in elective post offices should never be discarded but followed. They must be followed to the letter, either at the national or local branches. But if, however, there is any infraction, that should not be a recipe for litigation and the attendant conflagration.
The FCT judiciary believes considerable effort has been made in improving the judiciary, but it is determined to do much more in the new legal year. Elsewhere in Katsina State, the 2018-2019 legal year commenced with a ceremony at the Katsina High Court of the Justice Auditorium, with members of the bar and bench well represented.
Thank you for your attention.
At the occasion, the governor of the state gave the approval for the judiciary to commence total computerization of the High Court divisions across the state.
In order to improve the dispensation of justice in the computer age, the government has given approval for the judiciary to commence total computerization of the courts, starting with the High Court headquarters and the High Court divisions in Funtua, Daura, Malumfashi, and USMAN. There is no doubt that the era of globalization with technological advancements and our current democratic dispensation as a nation are posing new and serious challenges to all public institutions, but more particular on the judicial arm of government, upon whom lies the duty and responsibility for resolution of conflicts and protection and the enforcement of rights, commonly referred to as the last hope of the aggrieved.
The State Attorney General and State Commissioner for Justice, AHMAD EL-MARZUQ, spoke on the challenges recorded, though being addressed during the preceding legal year, while the Chief Judge of the state suggested the establishment of conflict and dispute management and resolution mechanism in all the local governments and ward levels.
The preceding legal year was not without challenges. We had witnessed instances where our charges were struck out by the courts, and in some cases, councils were forced to close their cases. However, after due investigation, it was revealed that for those cases whose charges were either not served on the ministry or struck out, the accused were granted bail, and the bail bonds were either not served on the ministry, or the sureties could not be traced, or the motions for their bail were served on the police, to which the ministry was not aware. With regards to the closure of the cases, investigations revealed that the root cause was the non-attendance of some witnesses in court after a series of adjournments, particularly police witnesses who have been transferred out of the command and some on special assignments. Some of these challenges were, however, addressed at the regular peer review meeting, the Session of Justice Committee.
We would like to recommend for the establishment of conflict and dispute management and resolution mechanism in all local governments in the first instance and at the village and ward level subsequently. This, we strongly believe, will not only reduce the high volume of court cases, but will promote peace, security, and stability that are necessary for socio-economic progress of the state.
Now, let's look at some of the stories trending in the courtrooms this week.
In the Federal High Court, Abuja, the People's Democratic Party's candidate in the September 22, 2018 governorship elections in Osun State, Senator Adeleke, was arraigned on 4 counts bordering on examination malpractice. Senator Adeleke, alongside 4 other persons facing the same charges, pleaded not guilty. The other defendants are the principal of Ojoaro Community Grammar School, Osun State, Aregbesola Muftau, the registrar of the school, Badamosi Ojo, a teacher in the school, Dare Olutope, and the senator's cousin, Sikiru Adeleke. The 3 officials of the school are accused of fraudulently registering Senator Adeleke and his cousin Sikiru as students of Ojoaro Community Grammar School in Ojoaro, Osun State for the National Examination Council's June-July 2017 Senior School Certificate Examination in February 2017. 3 of the defendants, including Senator Adeleke, were thereafter granted bail, having filed their separate bail applications. And in Lagos, the case of hundreds of bank workers affected by the recapitalization exercise of 2006 failed to resume at the National Industrial Court in Lagos due to preliminary objections filed by the defendants of both the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC. At the last sitting in July, NDIC filed a defense to the former bankers' claims, while the CBN didn't put in any defense. On May the 30th, the ex-bankers withdrew the old suit which they filed as a union and decided to file a fresh suit for their benefits as individual claimants. A trial judge, Justice Mustafa Tijani, adjourned the case till January 16th and 17th, 2019 for trial.
That's this week's edition of Law Weekly. Please feel free to send in your questions and comments on any of the issues we featured today. Do also remember that you can watch this episode and past episodes of our program on our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. I'm Millicent Walker.